everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Train Station. As always, I am your host, A-Train, and as you can see from the title above me, we have the 2026 World Cup bracket predictor and preview. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on the tournament itself, who I think is going to win, who's going to be disappointing, who's going to win the Golden Boot, etc., etc. Alright, so it's a bigger tournament than most of the time. We have 48 teams this time. I'm going to go through and rank each team, and then we're just going to go that way. So we're going to start off with Group A, which is Mexico, South Africa, South Korea, and Czech Republic. This is a really good group, but I think Mexico, being the hosts, Mexico, Canada, and US are the hosts of the World Cup this year. I think that gives them the advantage. Watch out for the South Africa team. They're really, really good, but I think South Korea finishes second, South Africa finishes third, and that leaves the Czech Republic to finish fourth. In Group B, again, home soil, Canada has the advantage. Switzerland, I think, is just too good compared to the rest of this group. I think Qatar finishes third, and Bosnia and Herzegovina finish fourth. Group C. Morocco is a very, very good African side. Haiti is just happy to be there. Brazil got to be one of the favorites. And then Scotland, also a very solid team. So we'll just have to see how this plays out. But I think Brazil tops the group. I think Morocco finishes second. Scotland finishes third. And Haiti, again, they're just happy to be here. So they'll finish fourth. I do think this could switch. I think Scotland could potentially finish second. Morocco also has a very good chance to win the group. Group D, again, being the host nation, Mexico probably got the hardest draw being the host nation. US will finish first. I think Turkey will finish second. Paraguay finishes third. Australia finishes fourth. I think Turkey is just too talented of a team. Now, looking down, we're going to get to the bottom portion now. Group E, Germany, Curacao, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador. This is a very, very deep group. Germany should probably be expected to win. These two are going to be the ones to watch out for. I think both can make a very deep run in the tournament. Curacao, much like Haiti, just happy to be here. But maybe I'm a little biased. Ecuador, I think, is a very strong team. As we get into later rounds, I'll explain why. But Ecuador finishes second, Ivory Coast finishes third, and Curacao happy to be here. Group F, another very, very deep group, but Netherlands should by far finish first. I think Japan finishes second, Sweden finishes third, and Tunisia finishes fourth. Tunisia, one of the weaker African countries, unfortunately. Group G, not a good group at all. Belgium should roll. I think Egypt finishes second. I think New Zealand finishes third, and Iran finishes fourth. This is a very weak group. Group H as well, very easy group for Spain. Spain should advance with 9 points. I think Uruguay finishes second, Saudi Arabia finishes third, and Cape Verde, they're just happy to be here. Very good, favorable draws for both Belgium and Spain, which will help later on. France, Senegal, Iraq, and Norway. France should top the group. I've been back and forth on Senegal and Norway. I'm actually going to take Senegal to finish second, Erling Haaland and Norway to finish third, and Iraq to finish fourth. The defending champion Argentina. Very, very favorable group. They will finish the top. I think Austria is a very decent side. They should finish second. Algeria and Jordan. It's a toss-up, but for the heck of it, why not go Jordan for third place and Algeria for fourth? Group K, again, should be Colombia is another one of those teams to really watch out for, but Portugal should roll in this group. Colombia will finish second, Congo third, and Uzbekistan will finish third. And in our fourth, Congo is going to finish. The Democratic Republic of Congo will finish third. Our final group, Group L, England rolls. I think Croatia finishes second, but watch out for Ghana. and Panama as well. But Croatia and England should by far be the favorites. I will take Ghana third, Panama fourth. And so because there's 48 teams, we have to pick who we think will be the best third place team to move on. I think Norway will be one, Sweden will be one, Ivory Coast will be one, Scotland will be one, Paraguay will be one, Ghana will be one, South Africa, and I'm leaning towards Congo. These African teams are really, really, really talented. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Democratic Republic of Congo. So here's how the bracket now looks in the round of 32. One moment. Cool, alright. So in the round of 32, we have Germany and Paraguay, we have France and Sweden, South Korea, Switzerland, Netherlands, Morocco, Brazil and Japan. That's going to be a very good matchup. Very good Senegal team versus a very good Ecuadorian team. Mexico, Scotland, England, and Congo. Colombia and Croatia. Spain, Australia, United States, Norway, Belgium, South Africa. And then Argentina, Uruguay. A very good competitive South American game right there. Turkey, Egypt, Canada, Ivory Coast, and Portugal and Ghana. Germany and Paraguay. Paraguay is tough, but Germany just too powerful, too good. Germany advances. France should be one of the hot favorites. They arguably have some of the best players in the world. They still have Kylian Mbappe. Easy. France moves on to play Germany in the round of 16. Next, we got South Korea, Switzerland, Netherlands, and Morocco. South Korea and Japan are always those Asian teams that always are their fans are respectful, they're great. They also have a really good team. They're very disciplined. I think they beat Switzerland in a shootout here. And then Netherlands will overpower Morocco. Netherlands wins. Brazil and Japan. Brazil has all the offensive firepower. They should arguably be one of the favorites. Japan, though, sneaky good like Korea, but Brazil advances in penalties. And then Ecuador and Senegal. I think Ecuador is a very, very deep sleeper team here. I think they can go very, very far. The problem they have is they're very disciplined, they're hard-nosed, and they play great defense, but they can't really get the ball in the back of the net. And later in the tournament, that's going to come to haunt them, but I think they do just enough to bypass there. They got Brazil in the round of 16. Some great matchups here. Mexico, Scotland, England, and Congo. I think England just overpowers Congo. Mexico and Scotland is going to be a very good one, but it's in Mexico City. Give me the host Mexico to win there. So we got Mexico, England, Brazil, Ecuador. Now we're going to go down to the bottom portion. Colombia and Croatia. This is going to be a dogfight, but Colombia, much like Ecuador, those South American teams are so good, so underrated. Give me Colombia to take it over Croatia. Spain, honestly, probably the favorite to win the entire thing. They got a nice little challenge there in Austria, but Austria, thanks for coming. It goes down Colombia and Spain in the next round. And then we have Belgium, South Africa, the U.S., and Norway. That's going to be tough for the U.S. right here. Norway has Erling Haaland, who arguably the best striker in the Premier League. Will it be too much for the U.S.? I think the U.S. struggles, but I think they find a way to get to the round of 16. Belgium and South Africa. This Belgium team, the golden years are kind of gone. Give me South Africa in an upset. It's hard not, but it's not going to go chalk either. Also here, give me another upset. Argentina, Uruguay. I take it back. I thought about it. Give me Belgium over South Africa close. Here, Argentina, Uruguay. These South American games, especially against one another, very tough. This World Cup team for Argentina, though, haven't really gotten younger or better. They've just gotten older, and I think that's going to come back to haunt them. I think their road ends earlier than they would like. Messi and company out of the World Cup. Uruguay upsetting the defending champ Argentina to move on. So you see we have Colombia, Spain, US, Belgium, Uruguay, and then the final. We have Turkey and Egypt. Bit of a shock, probably neither really expecting to be here. Egypt is a very, very good African side. Mohamed Salah, the difference in this one, give me Egypt, Canada, and Ivory Coast, Portugal, and Ghana. Really good this bottom portion, really good African teams. Canada, because they're on home soil, give me Canada in Vancouver. Portugal and Ghana. Portugal too strong. Ronaldo's last dance. Bruno Fernandes, the best playmaker in the Premier League. Portugal overcomes Ghana too much, too quickly. So the round of 16, we have Germany, France, South Korea, Netherlands, Brazil, Ecuador. Another South American matchup here in the round of 16. Mexico, England, Colombia, Spain, United States and Belgium, Uruguay, Egypt, Canada, and Portugal. This right here, a great Euro matchup. Right here, good South American matchup. France, too strong, too much firepower. For Germany, Germany makes it to the round 16 and does not. Very tough matchup for both of them. This one could go either way, but I think France offensively just too strong with Dembele and Mbappe and all those guys. South Korea, Netherlands. South Korea, it was nice, but Netherlands just too strong here. They're going to the quarterfinals against France. Brazil and Ecuador. This is tough because it's a dark horse versus arguably one of the favorites. But Ecuador, I think defensively they're very disciplined. They play a game that traps you in for 90 minutes, and I think that in this is the difference. Ecuador wins there. And then Mexico and England, one of the first hosts down. Even in Mexico City, I think England is just too much, too quickly. England England advances over Mexico, sending the first host home. Colombia and Spain, a really good Colombia side. They had a great run, but Spain overall just too powerful. Great midfield with Gavi and those guys. They have Lamal on the outside. Spain just too much to handle. United States and Belgium. Belgium too good here. United States, it was a good run. Why not us? Do you believe in miracles? Unfortunately, the United States falls in the round of 16. 2 host nations down. We got 1 host nation left. And unfortunately for Canada, they get a very tough draw in Portugal here. Portugal advances. Egypt over Uruguay. Simply too much offensive firepower, I think, is the difference. Mohamed Salah and company. So we are down to our final 8. France, Netherlands, another great. We have 2 great European battles here. Spain, Belgium, Netherlands, France, Ecuador, England, Egypt, and Portugal. France and Netherlands. Again, France, I think firepower too much here. Spain over Belgium. So we have our first semifinal set. France, Spain. And we're down to who else is joining them. I think Portugal's too strong for England. Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo. Ecuador, my dark horse. England, complaining about the heat. I think the heat, especially in Miami, in July, Miami heat, going to be too much for them. Ecuador's used to it. Ecuador advances. So we're down to our final 4. France, Spain, Ecuador, Portugal. France and Spain, arguably the two favorites in this entire tournament, face to face in the semifinals for a spot. Spain and France don't really have any flaws, but I think this is their year. Spain moves to the final. Ecuador and Portugal, I think this is where Cristiano Ronaldo unfortunately bows out. Ecuador to the final against Spain. Third place match, I think France takes it over Portugal, and I think Spain beats Ecuador in the final. So Spain, Ecuador, France, Portugal. That is my World Cup prediction. Maybe a shocking to some. It's the way it played out. Would I love the U.S. to win? Absolutely. But I just don't see it happening. Everything would have to go absolutely correct for the U.S., for Mexico, or for Canada to win. We'll probably be great hosts, but, it's all it is. That is what it is. So there you go. There is my World Cup predictions, brackets, and all that fun stuff. Now, Golden Boot, Golden Boot is awarded to the player who scores the most goals. I think that is going to be a 3-horse race. Harry Kane of England, Erling Haaland of Norway, and Kylian Mbappe of France. One of those three, I think, win it. If I had to pick, because of how far they got in the tournament, I think it's going to be Mbappe. Golden Glove, best keeper. I don't think it's going to be any of these teams listed. It's going to be on a team like England or maybe Ochoa from Mexico. One of those guys is going to get the Golden Glove. The Golden Boot, I think, goes to Bruno Fernandes. He did it in the Premier League. If they finish fourth, he'll have the opportunity to do it again. So there you go. Golden Boot, Mbappe. Golden Ball, Bruno Fernandes, or Boot, whatever it is. Or Golden Boot is for scoring, Golden Balls for assists. There you go. Mbappe and Bruno Fernandes. That is my World Cup prediction, and I will see you guys next time.